Although Hollywood's recovery continues, 2021 certainly hasn't left film fans wanting for quality cinema so far, from bar-me comedies to kaleidoscopic horror films, ridiculous action flicks to Oscar-winning dramas, and everything else in between. Which have been the best so far? I'm Larry Leese with Cinema Gold Show. Today we're discussing the top 5 movies of 2021 so far.
Welcome to the Cinema Gold Show with your host, Larry Leese. From the small screen to the big screen, we cover all the latest entertainment news. Join us on your favorite podcast platform or on YouTube every weekday.
Hello and welcome to the Cinema Gold Show. I am your host, Larry Leese. Today we're talking the top 5 movies of the year so far. But first, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Poddex, for sponsoring this episode. Visit poddex.com. Use promo code Larry21 for 10% off your first purchase. Check them out today. And now let's get on to the show. At number 5, we have Army of the Dead. There have been a lot of big Doom action movies this year. Godzilla vs. Kong just missed this list, so consider this an honorable mention for that as well as. But Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead might just be the biggest and dumbest, and also best. A return to form after a stint in superhero movies. Snyder taps into the seemingly unlimited resources and freedom that comes with working with Netflix to deliver this balls-to-the-wall zombie heist movie with a stellar ensemble cast. Tig Notaro being a particular highlight, which is crazy considering that she wasn't even originally in the movie. Army of the Dead brings the action and charm, even if it does take itself a bit too seriously at times. And of course, it's way longer than it needs to be. Number 4, Judas and the Black Messiah. A stunning, infuriating history lesson and transfixing actors showcase. Judas and the Black Messiah rightly won Daniel Kaluuya Best Supporting Actor Oscar for his peerless performance as Fred Hampton, the chairman of the Black Panther Party's Illinois chapter in the late 1960s. Captured through the lens of FBI informant Bill O'Neill, played by a brilliant Oscar-nominated Lakeith Stanfield. Director Shaka King delivers one of the cinema's all-time great undercover crime thrillers, and one elevated by the soul-searching tragedy of its real-life inspiration, exquisitely crafted in its every moment, tenaciously acted by its entire ensemble. Also includes Plemons as FBI agent Roy Mitchell, and nerves tense, whether you know the real story or not. This is top-level filmmaking in every regard. Number 3, Raya and the Last Dragon. Though it doesn't quite reach classic status in the pantheon of Disney animation, Raya and the Last Dragon is another visually stunning effort buffed by its slick action, excellent vocal performances, and memorable characters, while not straying far from the well-regimented formula of the modern-day Disney animated film. It's got a great optimistic message about trust and unity, while adding yet another appealing Disney princess to the company's ever-diversifying lineup with a stronger script. It certainly had the potential to be an old-timer Disney joint, so we'll have to settle for pretty damn good. And fingers crossed this ends up with a sequel. And number 2, A Quiet Place Part 2. A Quiet Place Part 2 may lack a little of the original's conceptual freshness, but it's still an impressively taught, skillfully directed horror thriller. It's relatively by-the-book script, elevated considerably by strong work from Millicent Simmons and Cillian Murphy. It's not too much of a spoiler to say that this is very clearly the middle entry in a trilogy, and concludes with a 3-quilt setup at the end. But contained with its snappy runtime is an elegant slice of genre fare, and one well worth watching on the big screen, if you're able to, and of course comfortable with. And finally, number 1, Nobody. The success of John Wick is sure to result in numerous actors getting their own slick, badass assassin vehicles. But did anyone expect Better Call Saul star Bob Odenkirk to end up leading one? Odenkirk is nevertheless perfectly cast as a former CIA assassin, now eking out a quiet, mediocre life with his family. until his cover is blown and he's forced to dust off his special set of skills. While he doesn't have too much to offer in the story, nobody is all about the action and delivers creatively brutal set pieces in spades. Odenkirk ingeniously exploits his unassuming exterior, but also clearly invested the time necessary to convince as a one-man wrecking crew. If you're craving lean, efficient action thrills, then you can't do much better than this 92-minute flick. And that is our list of the top 5 movies of this year so far. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Send us a tweet at Cinema Gold Show and let us know what you thought were some of the favorites of the year so far. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching the Cinema Gold Show. If you liked what you heard, subscribe to our podcast on all major platforms. Follow us on Twitter at Cinema Gold Show. And like us on Instagram at The Cinema Gold Show. Support the show by buying us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cinemagold. As always, thank you for listening.